everybody and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to share with you an insight into the strategy that I use to scalp Forex using the 5-minute time frame. This strategy that I'm going to show you is the strategy that I've been using while I've been trading my funded account with the 5%ers. Now, although I am still in the evaluation phase, since I've started focusing on this strategy alone, I've been seeing a lot of positive results in my data, and I just want to show you an insight into my strategy so that you can see what it is I'm trading. So I'm going to jump onto the computer with you in a moment to share with you the main structure of the strategy on TradingView as well as some backtesting data, but first let me just share with you what it is that the strategy actually involves. Let's have a look at my trade plan. The 5-minute scalping strategy. So predominantly I'm using this for trading Euro USD and Pound USD, and the first steps here involve zooming out on the chart so that the candlesticks are really small. This helps me to mark significant structural pivots for possible areas of pullback, so whether that's going to be a lower high or a higher low for both the downtrend or uptrend opportunities. And whilst doing this, I'm also going to note on the chart what it is I'm looking for, whether I'm waiting, what I'm waiting for, just to try to give myself some kind of plan for the trades. The main point here is that I want a strong clear trend and I want to avoid clutter, which also involves avoiding ranges or consolidations. Once there is a clear trend, I'm waiting for a pullback entry. So price action needs to pull back to one of these key market structural levels and then give me some sort of signal that it is stopping that pullback. So whether that's a couple of wick rejections of that level. I'm also using the 50 moving average in this, and that's the exponential moving average, because I do really like to have moving averages as a guide. I think that the 50 is quite a respected, significant indicator to use, and also the Fibonacci, I can always utilize that for added confluence for trading opportunities. Now, as I mentioned, the entry patterns that I'm looking for are either going to be a higher low or a lower high, or a double bottom or a double top. So that might be where it forms a lower high, moves away, and then comes back to that point to retest. That would also classify as a trade entry. So that's the main highlight of my trade for this strategy. Let's jump on the computer. As I mentioned earlier, I have backtested this strategy mainly on Euro USD in this folder here. So I'll just show you, I have got 22 trades here, and for this all I've done is backtested on TradingView and then screenshotted an image of the chart. I've put my notes on the chart so that each chart represents one trade, just to help to look back on for revision, for clarification, and just to help build that all-important chart time and experience with the strategy. So this is a glimpse of what the strategy looks like when it's been tested on Euro USD. Now, what's interesting is when I started this strategy, I did have quite a big losing phase for a while until the winning trades started to come in as well. And all this is doing is following the trend, waiting for a pullback, and then taking an entry with a 2R target, so risking 1 in order to make 2, because it's really important to have a positive profit loss ratio. So based on these 22 trades that I have carried out for Euro USD, if you were to say trade on an average of 6 trades a week, in about a month the end result based on this data here would be 17R net, which if you're using 1% as 1R could be 17% profits. So I find it to be a really great strategy, which is why this is my chosen strategy for my funded account. So although this is a strategy that I use, and you can check it out on my live trade recaps, I'm going to back test the strategy for today just to help show you a breakdown step by step of what the strategy entails. And I'm also going to use this time to help build up some more back testing data for myself, because it's great practice for me personally. So I'm going to use Pound USD for the demo for this strategy today. So I've skipped the candlesticks forwards in time so that we are now just before the Europe session begins, basically 6:15. And this is what I'm going to use to just do a little bit of analysis here on the 5-minute chart. So first things first is I like to just zoom out and get a really nice image of the overall structure of this chart. So as we can see here, I think it's safe to say that we've been in this uptrend in the larger scheme of the market, because we've got a high here, we've got a low here, we've broken the high and made a new high up here. And now we seem to be possibly making a new higher low here. Now to look for the most recent price action points. So here we have a break and a retest of this market structure. We've pulled back to the 50 moving average and market structure and formed a green candle. So I'm going to set a long position now for this trade. So the first trade is a loss, so I'm going to just make a note of this here to add to my backtesting journal. Seems to be a habit of mine to start off this strategy in a loss, and then it's almost like I get into the swing of it and I start to get some wins. So let's see if this happens again with pound USD. Now, if I have actually done the strategy with euro pound and I felt like the data wasn't supporting it, it was too choppy, so that became a pair that I don't actually trade the strategy with, which is why it's good to do for different pairs, because they all react differently and some strategies may be better to some pairs and not as suited to others. I'm going to take a position on this one because I do feel like this is forming that double bottom. The Fibonacci retracement is 0.5, so that supports as added confidence, as well as the EMA. So let's just take an entry at the high of this candle here. Okay, so it's the same concept. I was just a little bit too soon to get in the first time. And the process just repeats from there. So zooming out here on a new day, we've actually broken the significant level that we couldn't break and seem to be making a really nice strong downtrend here. So prices come back to this key level here and we've got a really nice big bearish candle, so I'm going to just set a short position underneath this candle. I'll choose a larger stop above market structure and a 2-to-1 profit loss ratio. So 6 trades in, we've got a 50% accuracy rate, but because we're using a positive profit loss ratio, it means that we are still in profit at the end of that. So I'm currently up 3R. So if 1R is equal to 1%, if that's the risk that you're using, after these 6 trades, I'd currently be up 3%. So obviously the more data that you have when you are backtesting and building a strategy like that, the better, because it not only builds your experience and your practice with the strategy, but also your confidence to be able to execute the strategy. So for me here, I need to obviously build a lot more data for pound USD, but for the purposes of sharing this with you, sharing the strategy that I've been using, I hope that you've enjoyed the video. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks guys, bye!